An old baseball saying, a bloop and a blast.
Bloop and a blast.
Bloop and a blast. Big Sexy, Luke Hughes.
Going back. This ball's back and gone in his first major league at bat. Luke Hughes hits a home run. What a moment for Luke Hughes. What a moment for Australia.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Bloop and a Blast podcast. My name is Big Sexy. I am the Bloop. His name is Luke Hughes. He is the Blast. It's a little somber for me today. It's a little sad.
I'm wearing black for a reason. I've got a black hat. I'm mourning.
Yeah.
I'm mourning. It's been a hectic last, week.
What a roller coaster.
It was a roller coaster. Everyone around Australia's been riding the wave up and down. We'll dive into it and we'll talk plenty about Team Australia and WBC, but it is sad, mate. It is sad, and the boys played well, man. Got to be happy for them. Got to be proud of the lads for sure.
Absolutely, and of course we will have the WBC Guzman and Gomez giveaway winners coming to you through the socials later on this week. As you're watching this, make sure you're looking at Bloop Blast Podcast on Instagram, because I'm going to announce all of the winners there. But yeah, let's get into it, Hughesy. Let's look back. Man, I just wish we could go back to what's the 6th of March, the 7th of March, right? Like that was, I was riding a wave, man. I was on top of the world. Let's get into game one. Of course, everyone that's watching this show would have been there with us, but we're going to give a quick recap of it. Of course, game one against Chinese Taipei. Australia get the win 3-0. A big start from Alex Wells, I tell you. He looked pretty nasty. 3 innings pitched there. No earned runs, 1 walk, 6 punchies into O'Loughlin, who got a couple of punchies again. No earned runs. Well, there's no earned runs all day for the boys. The pitches really set the tone well. O'Loughlin into Kennedy to finish it off there. And, of course, a couple of hits when it mattered. And, of course, a big 2-run bomb for Robbie Perkins in game one over Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, and Bazzi got one in there too. And for me, that win up against Chinese Taipei set, the entire tournament up to take down the Premier 12 champions. Was a great way to kick off the tournament. And the boys were up and about, led by an unbelievable pitching performance by the 3 lefties, right? And, to go out there and Alex set the tone. He was absolutely disgusting. O'Loughlin, same thing. And Kennedy's just such a different look from that height and from that arm angle. He's got balls going all over the place, right? So, the boys are up and about. And, it was just a great way to kick off the tournament. Huge crowd there. I wasn't expecting to see that many people at a game between 2 non-Japanese, obviously, teams. But I think there was like 35,000 people there. Yeah. So hell of a way to kick off the tournament. They took care of the baseball. They played just a great game, right? So, set it up, ready for Czech. Game 2, right?
Game 2, of course, it was against Czech. 5-1 for Australia. Czech score first, however, in the second inning, but Australia respond with a big 3-run third and then 2 more in the 9th. Looking through it here, of course, Hendrickson starts into Wynn, into Townsend, into Hampton, TVS, and Mitch Newborn comes out. Again, just a bunch of dudes getting it done. Of course, 1 earned run there for Hendrickson in the first 3 innings. Not a lot of punchies in this game for the guys. I think it's like 5 all up across the 9 innings. But yeah, just a little bit of something there. Some guy called Curtis Mead finished the day with 2 from 4 and three RBIs. Yeah,
you know what I love.
Yeah,
do you know what I love about Meady's swing? He's kind of evolved it, right? We got to speak to him a couple of weeks ago, and he's tried a couple of different things. And for me, he's kind of gone back to where he was probably a couple of years ago. Very quiet, very still at the box. And I love the recoil that he has. Like he finishes his swing and he has like this recoil and falls on his back leg, right? He doesn't leave anything in the tank, right? He swings about hard. And, I spoke to good mate Lockie Dale, who's over there and in the leading to the tournament. And he just said Baz and Meaty, the ball just comes off their bat with a different sound, and you can understand why these guys are playing in the big leagues. You always talk about within a tournament like this, like good pitching. And to be honest with you, like we're not going to string 7 or 8 hits together in an inning. It's going to be someone gets on, someone drives a homer, right? That's just kind of the way it is. And funny enough, that's how the whole tournament kind of played out. And, we set ourselves up perfectly after the first 2 games. We took care of Chinese Taipei. Czech's always a tough one. They're crafty, right? They've got some good pitchers and they've got some guys that can mix it and change speeds and stuff like that. So to be able to go into them, keep Chinese Taipei to nothing, keep Czech to 1, it's just everything was in front of them from there, and a lot of possibilities, I guess, became open. And that all played out in later games, and which we'll obviously dive into. So everything was set up perfectly, right? 2-0, rolling into game 3 against Team Japan, knowing that Tokyo Dome was going to be pumping outside everywhere. The articles, everything like that, the people were writing was sounding like it was going to be an amazing night, which it was.
Just before going back to the Czech game, Alex Hall also hit a home run in that game as well. Just a quick reminder, because he hit one in the next game. It was, of course, against Samurai Japan. I can't quite say it how they say it, and it sounds really, really cool. But of course, Team Japan, Australia, 4-3, I should say, in Japan's favour. Man, I mean, there was a point there in the 6th where we're leading 1-0. Let's go back to that. That was peak life. That was core memory, right? Watching that right there for me, that was just like, oh my God, here we go. This is sick. Is this actually going to happen? Because Japan's a really good team and probably one of the best in the world, if not the best, let's be honest. So let's go through the Connor McDonald. I mean, again, so many good stories out of this game. Big Mac up in the stands, cheering on his brother. I reckon he got more airtime than anyone else in Team Australia, but I love it. I'm all about it. It was sick, and it was really cool. Of course, this was this was in the middle. Let's just go back a little bit. It feels like it was months ago. This was in the middle of the Shakegate debacle. Robbie Perkins declined to shake the young Czech guy's hand, Hughesy. Before we get into this Japan game, I have to come back to that. I have to ask you about it. There's a lot online about it. I think it's, as Robbie said himself, there's absolutely no malice in it. A lot of people are saying he doesn't want any pine tar. I mean, Robbie Perkins is one of the sweetest blokes you'll ever meet, but it turned out to be this big nothing burger of a story that people were jumping on, especially on Instagram. What did you think of it all?
Interesting. I have no problem with it, absolutely, and everybody that knows me knows that I would have no problem with that.
I knew you would love it. But I don't even think it was a case of that. I reckon it was just a case of like,
there's no malice. No, there's no malice in that. But look, when those lights go on, it's game time, right? And to be honest with you, they're going to war, right? And it's something that it's just the inner competitive nature and juices that are flowing. And when they go out there, it's time to go. It's go time. We've got a job to do, and that was to win a baseball game. There was so much airtime of this random people just popping up on my feed, commenting on it and all that stuff like that. And it was just completely blown out of water. And the funny thing is, fast forward to Team USA. Yeah. What happened with Riley and Arizona?
Rosarena. Yeah. Oh, all of a sudden, all the Yanks, all the Americans, man, are happy with it. Oh, yeah, it's all good, man.
It's funny, isn't it? It's so funny. And they're teammates, right? And same thing. Riley's just kind of like, yeah, man, it doesn't mean anything at the moment. I'm with Team USA, and once I get back into the Seattle clubhouse, we'll be best mates and all that stuff.
Good. Hey man, I was deep in the comments section, looking after Robbie Perkins. Ain't no one going to talk shit about Robbie Perkins. Not on my watch, brother. Not up in here.
It was just blown out of proportion, right? And I kind of loved it. You know what I mean? I loved it.
You know what? I honestly think it's even less like, and maybe Robbie, reach out to me, with a blast. I'll bring it up. I'll put something on the story or whatever. But like, I don't even think it's anything like, maybe it isn't a case of I don't want to shake hands before the game. Maybe it's just a case of he doesn't want the sticky stuff on his hands. Do you know what I mean? But Robbie's a competitor too, so not saying he's not.
Mate, Robbie's a huge competitor, right?
Yeah.
And the juices are flying, as I said, man. Like that game meant so much for Team Australia, as to with like the Czech team. So
Yeah.
for me, it's a nothing thing. It gets blown up. You got some media attention. You know what? It's great for Team Australia because now everyone was talking about Team Australia, and all media is good media. And
Yeah.
I thought it was fantastic because all these people around the world were talking about Robbie and not handshaking, and that's great for Australian baseball.
Absolutely.
And now kind of put us on the map a little bit more than the boys being 2-0 to start that tournament, rolling into Team Japan, talking about an upset, right? And as you said, it was a sixth inning, 1-0, Team Australia right there, ready to I say upset. That's an upset. They believe and trust, and they understand, and they have a mindset of why not us? We're good enough. We can play in the world stage. We compete at the world stage, and they did compete a hell of a good way. So. Started to dream a little bit, 1-0 in the sixth. I have to tell you,
man. Until the bottom of the seventh, when of course Red Sox guy Masataka Yoshida comes up with, funnily enough, pretty much not picture perfect, but like an instant replay of what happened. It was against Mexico in the last WBC. Pretty much the same thing. 2-run shot, breaking ball down and in. And unfortunately, Team Japan get that. But that sort of started the momentum, right, for Team Japan. And that's something that you don't want to do because they go out and score 2 in the seventh and then, of course, 2 again in the eighth. At that point, it's 4-1. And I'm laying on the lounge. We've got a house full of baseball guys and we're all watching this game because it's prime time viewing. And we're thinking to ourselves, oh, man, God, well, 4-1, pretty good, right? We'll take that. Hawley and Ricks and Wingrove come out and they just said, nah, boys, we'll hit a couple of solo shots. And I tell you what, at that point, I thought, wow, 2 out? Maybe we got a chance. Maybe we got a chance. It wasn't to be. But pardon me, what a hell of a showing from the guys to go out against the best team in the world. Connor McDonald into Sorpold, into Townsend, into Wynn, Kennedy again, Hampton and Morgan. So everyone gets it done. We face Sagano. We face a few other guys. And it's just, I don't know, man. It was still at that point, I was like, you know what? Could have been worse. Could have been 13-0. You know what I mean? Otani could have gone, Kept Otani hitless too, boys.
Well, they did, right? And how special it was to see Big Mac in the crowd and stuff like that, riding the emotion, riding the wave, the family, the feelings. Obviously, as a professional rugby player, it was well documented after the post game and the next day about the connection, obviously, and how many brothers and all the family that was there. It was quite special to see that and see kind of perform on the world stage, which is fantastic. The good thing about what happened late in that game, obviously scoring those extra runs, really kind of gave them a bit of a buffer going into the Korean game.
A good point.
So to be able to go out there and never give up, and that's the attitude of Team Australia. Never give up. We'll go out there. We'll keep battling. We'll keep fighting. And you kind of saw they had this kind of aura about them. The boys, everyone's kind of chipping in, popping some homers and stuff like that, keeping the score nice and close to really set them up for that game 4 against Korea and have a lot of outs up their sleeve and being able to go into that game knowing that you didn't have to win but concede less than 5 or 6 runs. There was a lot of mathematical equations which we'll dive into in a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get into that Korea game. Of course, Korea wins 7-2. Lachlan Wells starts for Australia, 1.2 innings. He gives up 2 earned runs, 2 walks, a home run, of course, to Moon. Gets through the first inning fine, second inning. Big Moon catches up to him. They scored 2 in the second, 2 in the third. Australia, again, another 1 in the fifth. Australia answered back with a run there. Korea comes right back with 1. It was topsy-turvy. I think there was... What was there? Come on, give me. Oh, Robbie Glendenning hits a bomb. Bazana gets that single to score. Of course, the part that nearly gave me an absolute heart attack.
Where would you stop? Where would you like to start in this game, right? Like for me, going into that Korean game and, it's something that I think you kind of got to discuss, right? Both those first 2 pitches pitched in Korea last year. And, Lockie is over in camp at the moment with the Twins. And, Colin pitched over there in the KBO as well last year. So I'm sure that the, Korean scouting department obviously knew a lot about those two guys. And, it was an unfortunate way to kick it off. Lockie was a hell of a competitor. And I know that, watching him in the dugout post outing, it was, he would have been frustrated with the way it went. So it's something that I guess is a bit of a question mark behind the idea of starting a guy that's, clear in the KBO and obviously bringing in Colin first relief. It wasn't the start that the Aussies wanted, but knowing in the back of their heads that if they could keep the score under 5 runs, they were still going on a private jet to Miami. It's tough to have that in the back of your mind. Keep him to 5 or less. We're on a plane, right? That was the equation going into the game. It was well documented. Some people a lot smarter than what I am put together the spreadsheets and all the stuff like that of this and different scenarios of how many runs each team could score and give up and who was actually going to make it through, right? So that would have played, I think, a little bit of a mental card on some of the people, understanding that. So I think as the game kind of progressed, you start thinking about those equations even more, right? And I had that many text chats going around, trying to like shoot off the little spreadsheet that I found on Twitter, on X, sorry. And it was just a roller coaster of emotions all the way through. I think Mitchy Newborn came in and I know he gave up a double, but would he go punch out, double punch out? His change up looked disgusting. Probably would have liked to seen him extend a little bit, to be honest, in that position. But when you've got guys like Alex Wells and Jack O'Loughlin coming in behind you, ready to pitch, it's you go into your two best your two best pitchers in that team. They showed it in the first game against Korea, and what a job they did, to hold that Korean team down a little bit. It's tough to go back and relive it because it is kind of tough, and that roller coaster through that entire game. It's going to be something that's going to hurt those boys for a long time, and there's still so much to play out within that game. But knowing that they just had to keep that score under, I think it was like 6-1, they were still there, and then Bazana came up. I think 6-1 they were out, 6-2 they were in. Bazana comes in.
Yeah.
The most selfish thing that
before that, how did the guy get from first to second base? It was Tim Kennelly's.
I was about to say, I was going to take it back one notch before TK, and Robbie Perkins comes up. Picks a walkout, has a great at bat. Captain TK, the GOAT, comes up, and and he's knowing him. Last at bat, the raw or potential last at bat, raw emotion that would have been running through his body. And as much as he's such a professional within the sport of baseball and what he's done in his career, there's nothing more than he would have wanted just to put that bunt down, get it done, move the runner over to second base and turn it over to the top part of your lineup, having Australia's arguably best hitter coming up to bat and have an opportunity to drive in a run. And Bazana showed up and, took that ball to left center, and, watching him and that emotion and the dugout and the feeling in there was like I was jumping on top of my couch. It was like everyone, the whole of Australia, right?
Yeah.
Everyone that knew the situation and the scenario. Like I think the commentators did a horrible job of it, to be honest with you. And to be honest with you, I was sick and tired of hearing them talk about it every inning. I was just like, guys,
I'll tell you one thing I'll say. When that happened with TK puts the bunt down for the team. I was like, man, like, how do you, and at that point we probably weren't thinking it was the last time we see TK, right? But potential, right? And then it was a nice passing of the torch moment, you know what I mean? Because you go from TK going through that, drops the bunt down into a guy like Travis Bazana, and then that was incredible. One thing that I tell you what nearly gave me a dead set heart attack was, and apologies, Darrow, when I bring this up, but Darrow Darrow pinch hits for pinch runs, for Robbie Perkins, and you see it, they cut to the thing and you just see Darrow just go down, and of course, and everyone else has seen it, but the pitcher with the ball, I tell you what, we were losing our minds in our lounge room, but thankfully, and sorry Darrow to bring it up, mate, but it was just one of those things, but we're all good. It was okay. It didn't matter. But I tell you what, we're thinking to ourselves, oh no.
Mate, can you imagine Trent in the crowd and his heart would
Yes.
We don't
All of our
wanna
hearts
get
were
up.
beating. We just get up, go, go, go. But we're all good. It's okay. But I
Yeah,
tell you what, I mean, I've
the,
had that happen to me, but I'm probably 100 kilos heavier than him. So let's be real. But yeah,
the,
it is what
the,
it is.
the, the funny thing is, he had the opportunity, got to second base, and the camera zoomed. He had a big smile on his face. He was
Yeah, he
laughing,
knows.
and
Yeah,
at that stage, we could all laugh, right?
yeah,
And we're like, okay,
yeah.
like
All
they're
good.
like, hey, on to the next thing,
Of
and
course.
Zana puts one in the alley, and the whole dugout, as I said, erupts.
Amazing.
Silence, absolute silence by the Korean fans. The place was, the whole Tokyo Dome for all these games have been humming. Like that was just deadly silent, right? And obviously the Australian fans that were over there were cheering. They were jumping up. The dugout was jumping up, and it was electric for Team Australia. And they knew exactly what that run meant for them and their chances to go across to Miami. So
Hey, similar situation earlier in the game where Robbie Glendenning hits a big bomb off a righty. I mean, there was
mhm,
much spoken about the fact that RG6 wasn't going to play against righties. He comes out
mhm,
into a tough spot in the game, and I tell you what, early in that game too, the play he
mhm,
makes off the left field wall, right?
mhm,
He comes up and makes a hell of a play. It looks like the guy's got a bloody chip on his shoulder. I tell you, he comes out,
mhm,
does that, has gets a base knock. I think earlier. I just
mhm.
want to double
Yep.
check if I'm
Yeah, he
correct.
did.
Got to,
First at
yeah,
bat.
got a no, sorry, he didn't. Wait, yes, he did.
He
Yes, he
did.
did.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
knocked
Come
one
on,
up the
mate.
middle. My
Yeah.
bad. Knocks one up the middle, makes a hell of a play in left field, and then comes out in the fifth and it just bangs out a big home run. So it's like things like that. I'm like, oh man, there's so many little stories in this game
Mhm.
that happen. And of course, there was some unfortunate things that happened towards the end of that game, as far as hey, ball gets hit back up the middle, it comes off the glove. Dale tries to pick it up,
Mm.
doesn't happen,
But
throws
wait,
it
no, let's
away.
revert just before that. Let's just go back one inning, right? We're kind of skipping over
My bad,
some
my bad.
details here.
Give it
Sorry,
to me.
mate. Like, Jack O'Loughlin came into that game and like I know all the guys are competitors. I understand that, but there's something in Jack that I saw within that moment in that game, and he gave up a leadoff double. Okay, he didn't get the bunt down. They didn't move him over, and punched him. And then, he punches out for the third out of that inning. Nasty thing change up, I think it was, and to hold that because that run meant a lot, right,
Yeah.
to the whole scheme of things. And for me, in that situation, was pretty unbelievable just to kind of see that and to be able to move it on to the next inning. Then, as you said, the walls come crashing down, and the one thing that couldn't happen did happen, and it's just such an unfortunate, I guess, play. And my heart goes out for Jared, and it's just awkward. Like when they showed the camera angle from behind home plate, and where they had him played perfectly, right? Like Jared standing right there. And as a pitcher, you just have reflexes just to
Yeah.
reach out. And Jack would have been probably upset with himself when you see the footage, but mate, it's just pure reflexes.
Yeah.
You just
The game.
something that happens. It's the game of baseball, and tips off his glove. Jared tries to make a play. Unfortunately, doesn't get a handle on it, and the ball goes into right field, and then a sac fly happens. Right, so yeah, it's sad. It's a very sad way to, I guess, be beaten
Yeah.
in that style, and it's something that's going to hurt the entire Team Australia team and staff for a long time. But what it showed was the guys, all deserve to be on that stage. They know that they can compete. They did it at the last Premier 12. No, sorry, the last WBC. They competed. They got through to that next round, which was huge. And obviously didn't have a great showing in the Premier 12. They bounced back with 2 wins. Take it to Japan, take it to Korea, and essentially they'll one run away from being on a plane to Miami. So I just want to say to all the boys on the national team, very proud of you, the way you carried yourselves, what you did, how you played the game, how you competed. And, I hope that you guys all know that every person that follows Team Australia is very proud of everything that you achieved at the WBC. And yeah, we go again, right?
Absolutely. It was fantastic. It was yeah, of course. It didn't end the way that we wanted it to, but I'm thinking to myself, man, this is just The coverage was great. I thought, like, obviously being on Disney and all of that, but also what Team Australia was putting out, Eric Bellner, always
Yeah, hell of a job.
fantastic.
Hell of a job, man.
Fantastic. Like, just, yeah, couldn't fault a thing, to be honest with you. It was just, hey, that's baseball. That's what
Mate,
happened.
it's a huge shout out to Eric. The amount of content and what they were able to put out over the last, call it, month, was great. I loved waking up in the morning and jumping on my feed, Instagram or whatever it was,
Yeah.
Facebook, and it was just like, there was articles about Team Australia. There was diving deep into players. There was videos.
He's feeding those commentators too, man. That a lot of stuff they knew. You're thinking, hey man, you don't know about that. It was Ballina feeding them guys. That's awesome.
Yeah,
So
no, it was. He did a great job.
fantastic. Absolute hats off to him. And
Mhm.
hey, it is what it is. It feels like a weird hangover. You know what I mean? And that's just someone that sat on their lounge and watched it. I was strapped in for another week. I was like, here we go. We're going to Miami. And
Yeah.
fortunately, it's not the case. But I tell you what, far out proud. Unreal.
Mm.
So, and yeah. Anyways, I could talk about it for ages, but we better not. We better move on. We better move on. There is a few more things going around the WBC that you wanted to discuss, though, Luke, and we can have a look at some of the other pool play action. Pool play sounds like something else, but anyways, let's move on to it. So you definitely wanted to talk about Pool B because there's a little bit of controversy going on at the moment. Maybe the US don't make it through. What? Like the dream team? So when I saw this team, real quick, when I saw this team, I was like, this is the basketball version. This is the baseball version of the basketball's dream team at the Olympics. But now maybe they don't qualify.
They're wild, right? And like this afternoon, I just saw some comments pop up about Mark DeRosa, and he was getting interviewed, and he was discussing, I guess, their calculations and miscalculations, and
Yeah.
it's obviously on hot stove, and had an interview and talked about it, and in his mind they had qualified for the next round, and lo and behold, no, they have not. And losing to the Team Italy today, which everyone says it's a massive upset, but go look at the players that are playing on that team.
Yeah.
And, they've got plenty of big leaguers. Lorenzo started through 4 1/3 or something like that, scoreless. And, they've got plenty of big league talent scattered through that lineup.
Yeah.
Always a question whether or not they've been to Italy or not. I'm sure they've got some local guys on that team too, but heavily focused on
Hey man, I don't know many Italians that are going to drink out of a pod machine. All right, okay, all right. That's all I'm saying. Don't give me this pod shit.
But I have to say, I've got like the same spready that was done for the Korea Chinese Taipei,
The quotient,
Australia.
yes,
and it is wild, right?
Yeah.
So if Mexico win, and score 4 or less runs, and they win, USA don't go through, and that's wild to me. If Italy win, they go Italy and USA go through. But if Mexico score 5 or more runs and win, USA go through. So it is kind of huge. And the fact that they came back from being so many runs down into yesterday's game and scoring some runs late, they're lucky they did that, because it would have been a lot worse for them in this tiebreaker. So lots to play out still. Interesting to see how it goes. I think we'll be going live tomorrow. The game's probably going to be on tomorrow as well. So
yeah,
if they miss out, mate, wowza.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's crazy. It's absolute chaos. Well,
just before you go on from the WBC, I do have to say how amazing it is to watch the raw emotions of every national team.
Yeah,
and the roller coaster, and the most exciting team to watch. And I don't ever have to tell you, everybody knows it, but the Dominican Republic is just the vibe, right? Like I've seen so many Instagram things on it, and it's like they go through their lineup, and it is ridiculous. Talk about Team USA and Dream Team. Go look at that Dominican Republic team.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, right? And playing in Miami, with the amount of Dominicans that live there and the amount of people going to these games and the home runs, the celebrations. That's raw emotion, right? And those players being fortunate enough to play in Venezuela and seeing what some of these guys play like and the energy and how close they are with their teammates in like a club type thing in Venezuela, times that by a gazillion. And that's like what playing for the WBC team does for these Latin American countries. And seeing the Dominican Republic team go out there and hit a bomb, I mean, like, I've kind of changed my ways. I've always been like, yeah, you hit it, but you're down.
That's what
I've
I wanted to
changed,
get
man.
to. I thought you would hate this. You would
Nah,
hate
mate,
all the sellies, hey?
Nah, I have to say, like seeing the Junior Caminero, like he is born one to be a big leaguer, two to be an MVP, and he's going to be a Hall of Famer one day. I've said that many a times. I'd seen him dancing with Tatis and Soto and Machado making plays from
The
down
two
ball
back-to-back
line.
plays in front of the
Like
crowd.
it's,
Oh,
mate,
stop it.
like it's just, I can't even with it, right? It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable baseball. I think it was O'Neill Cruz pinch hit the other night. Hit one.
I saw that.
to the
I love
upper
that
deck.
guy too. Yeah.
Upper deck, he's to a home plate. Like that ball hit the back of the stadium,
Yeah, it was
which is really hard to do.
118 off the bat or something stupid like that. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe these WBC balls are just wound a little bit tighter and it's just a little bit harder.
Not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it at all, right?
Who do you think's winning it right now? Who's
Dominican
impressed you the
Republic.
most?
Dominican Republic, right? Like looking at the team Japan, Samurai Japan's pitching staff, Korea's pitching staff. For me, they don't have those guys that I'm like, shit. Like, I remember facing Senga back in 17, and he was like 95 to 98 with the most disgusting split I've ever seen in my life. I still have nightmares over it. Like that, I don't feel like they've got those types of guys.
Yeah.
Korea, same thing. They don't have those types of guys. So for me, Scooble and if the whole pitching staff from Team USA was staying for the next round and maybe adding someone in, I'm like, yeah, okay, got it. Like they can, and they'll sure, of course, they can win it, right? 100%. But the Dominican Republic team, man, that's my team. I'm Team Dominicano now on. So
yeah, okay. I'm just looking
right.
here because I'm trying to think to myself: are we going to see Roki Sasaki? But he's not. He's not in that line in the Japan staff. It's really just. I mean, there's a lot of guys, but.
Yeah,
it's the Yamamoto and all of that, but I'm just thinking to myself, yeah, it is a different roster to a few years ago. So you've got the DR, yeah. I honestly, man, I was watching a few games, I was watching a few replays and all that kind of stuff, but since Australia got knocked out, I've had to stop. I'm still mourning. I'm still it's only been a couple of days, but I'm still mourning.
Don't be like me at the T20 World Cup when Australia didn't get through like a few weeks ago. I just literally haven't watched anything since. I didn't even know that India won the other night. And I'm a massive cricket fan, so
I will get back into it. But I just I don't know, man.
What I would love would be Samurai Japan v the Dominican Republic. Like that's what I would love to see. Honestly, I would, because you have two completely contrasting baseball. I guess nations, how they go about respecting the game is completely different. I'm not saying the DR don't respect the game, but how the energy and the level that they play at, and then in the Samurai Japan, it's just different. The respect they show for the game, the people, and all that stuff like that. It's just two completely conflicting brands of baseball.
Also, we're getting out of the Tokyo Dome now. The balls fly a little better in the Tokyo Dome, you reckon? Just a little bit.
No, it's pretty deep to dead center at the Tokyo Dome. But they say Miami. I mean, I think they changed the configuration of the outfield fence since they've originally built it. But seeing where some of these balls are landing there, I know the boys are strong and I get it, but I think it'll be interesting. Where is the actual final? Is it Miami, the final, or is it in Houston?
Go on, Hughesy. Yeah, I'll back you.
Sorry, mate. Sorry, mate. I like to throw these things at you to see if you can pull it up.
Yeah, I'll get you. I always thought it just stayed in Miami because that's the only way the Marlins would draw a crowd. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It is
in Miami.
From now on, it's all in Miami. Yeah.
Okay. So mate. Like I'll still be tuning in, right? I would love to get a little bit more sleep. Game's finishing late over here last few nights, and
be on the West Coast, mate. Perfect
Right.
time zone. There you go. So I don't know. I don't know who I'm gonna. I can't really. Oh, actually,
My
I have
back,
to pick. No, sorry, I have to pick Japan. I put a multi on this year. You want to hear my multi real quick? I
please.
put Team Japan to win WBC,
Yeah.
the Sydney City Roosters to win the grand final,
Yeah.
and the other one was the Red Sox to win the World Series. So
Gamble responsibly.
yeah. Actually, to be honest, gamble smart, like Big Sexy, because I put $5 in like 6 months ago, and I opened it up and I saw that I had these bonus bets or whatever. It was like $10. It was so nothing because I never do it. And then I literally was like, I'm going to use this. What can I do? A big multi. It's going to give me 5.5 grand if it comes off. So boys, come on, let's go. So I want Team Japan to win. I forgot about that. So yeah, there
Maybe
you go. Team
maybe when
Japan.
you maybe when you win your 5 grand, you can fix up the backdrop here.
Yeah, I got Tal in the background. I was expecting you to come up with that a little bit sooner than that, but that's all right. Hey, one last thing. Of course, this is it. This is sort of the
Mm.
end of our season, and maybe we don't come back next year. No, we probably will, but we'll wait and see. We'll just wait and see. Maybe there is an ABL. Maybe there isn't. I think there is. Of course there is, but we'll see. But one interesting thing is, will it have the Canberra Cavalry in it? Well, there's a little bit of news come out this week through ABC Canberra. We put the post up on our story, and it was talking about the Cavs playing the waiting game. Of course, Canberra Cavalry withdrew from the 25-26 season due to ongoing uncertainty around its finances, and the co-owner Paul Kelly is hoping it can return to the league and changes can be made to make it more financially viable. The league meets later this month to make a decision. Now, we know there's quite a lot going on around all of this, and that's just a quick little headline. But I tell you what, how does a 5-team league competition look? And of course, we want to see the Cavs back, right?
Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. They won it 2 years ago. It was unfortunate circumstances what happened last year with two teams. For me, I still have a dream of it coming back to being six. I would love to see it be eight, right? I thought it worked really well with eight. I love traveling to New Zealand and play. That was fantastic.
Ooh,
That was great.
green
Great
monster
to
out
see.
there.
Yeah, like the setup there was fantastic. I don't think we'll see that Auckland team back. But in saying that, like I really hope we get back to at least six teams. And I know a lot of work will need to be done in the background, obtaining that and getting to that stage. But I think now that we move on from the WBC, the next thing is what does the ABL look like next year?
Yeah.
Is it viable to run another season with four teams? I don't think so. It needs to increase. I just love to see the Aces back in it. Personally, I
You
think
Do you
the
think they're
ABL
going to come
needs.
back? You think they could come back?
I think a lot of stuff needs to happen,
Yeah.
for that to happen.
Yeah.
And like it's just such a difficult thing. They were successful with what they did this year, and
Well,
and
that was going to be my next question. Was it a good year for them not being in the ABL? In your eyes?
yeah. I mean, they still drew really good crowds, and they still put on a really good show out there. They had a really good team again. I think it was a little bit interrupted with some of the team on stuff and the boys leaving for those last couple of series against the KBO teams. But those KBO teams will be back again next year. I know the teams that came and played the Melbourne Aces loved their time and loved the series and all that stuff. And that was just the first year of doing it. So I'm sure that Justin and Brett and the whole team at the Melbourne Aces have a lot of things brewing in the background, I'm sure. But I do feel that we need to get them somehow back into the league.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see Canberra come back into the league that puts it at 6, which would be great. There's a lot of things to happen, a lot of things. I think some changes need to be made for those things to happen. And I really hope the next time we jump on a podcast at some stage later on this year, we're talking about some positive information. I think last year there was so much negative, information stories, social media posts. I was negative. I admit that. With the subscription and the teams and all the stuff that was flying around. Like, I don't think Australian baseball can ride this wave through the WBC and then have nothing to come afterwards. Like, it would be such a disappointment for every Australian baseball person, not just the players, but the fans, the players, the volunteers, the every person that makes up a baseball club or a t-ball club or a softball club. Like, we need the ABL to stay alive, because I've said it, once it goes, it will never come back. I think once this finishes, it just won't happen again. And I like what that will do to the game itself within our country after the back end of what's just happened at the WBC. It just can't happen. Like, it just can't happen to our sport, because we've shown that we can compete on the world stage, right? We've shown that. We've shown how close we are to beating the best teams in the world. And for us not to have a league, that would be a very dark day. I won't, and I'll wear head to toe black, and I'll go into hiding because I'll be depressed, right? Like, it just can't happen. So, watching everything that's transpired over the last month, the momentum that we've been able to build, that Eric's done a fantastic job of doing, we just need to continue that. It just can't stop now. Like, we just can't shut off the tap and go, okay, we had all this cool time with the WBC. Like, it needs to continue. Like, we need to continue these stories and positive information. Yeah. So I really hope there's some announcements soon, like with what's happening. I really hope we don't wait till June, July to hear information from Baseball Australia. Like, it needs to, we need to know what's going on end of March, April, which I know that probably isn't going to happen. But for us, man, that's what I want to hear. I want to hear some positive news in April. We're back to a 16 league. This is what's going on. Blum, bang, 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 bang.
Well, maybe you can look at it this way too. You can utilize April being opening day, and you could start to say, maybe we can get some local coverage. And when I say local coverage, I mean, your big Fox Sports and these guys pick up something about maybe Bazana makes an opening day roster somewhere, maybe Mead as well. You just don't know. Maybe we can get into that and then piggyback off the back of that. Gives them a little bit more time. I know you don't want that, but hey, there's other stuff that we can talk about. You know what I mean? Off the back of all this stuff, we can get into it. I don't know. Yeah. Just putting it out there, but I agree with you, man. It's no one wants to see the ABL go away. I'll tell you that. No. I'll tell you that much for sure. And it's been a lot of fun. We've had a blast. We've had a bloop and a blast. We've had a lot of fun the last couple of years and doing the show, and it's been good. And you're right, we have been a little bit negative, a little bit more this year, but unfortunately, that's them's the times. But we don't want to see the ABL go away. We love talking shit to each other on Zoom once a week and putting it out to you guys and all the people that come up to us and say, "Oh, we like your podcast. It's a shame about Hughesy, but we wish it was." No, it was all good. It's all good. So look, I agree, man. And hey, if it's not the Aces, maybe we get. Maybe we get an Asian team. Maybe we get a Korean team or something like that. Who knows? But that's exciting. And that's it. That is it. That's it.
Thanks.
What a big
thanks season. For the season. Yeah, thanks for the season, mate. It's been fantastic.
Thank you. We've I tell you what, if I tell you at the beginning of next year that I'm going to do 3 shows in summer, tell me I'm off my head. Tell me I'm absolutely off my head. That was a dumb idea. We've had fun though. Of course, what I'm talking about is the State League show. It's got a couple more episodes to go because we're getting into finals, Hughesy. A lot happening. Just recorded with Singy earlier. Morley's obviously taken minor premiership. How many flags did you get at Morley?
Is that how we're finishing this season?
No. But I promise you, how we start next season if we win, boy, oh boy, no. I appreciated you guys.
Before we go, as we're slinging some shit around, how'd you go on the weekend?
What was my batting average for this season in State League? 429. What did you want to know?
No, how'd you
hit 392 in Rezzies
on the weekend?
We won. Yeah.
How'd you go?
Yeah, didn't get a fastball. Went 0 for 2 with 2 walks.
Okay, that's all right.
Is that all right? Yeah. Is that okay? Yeah, okay. Productive. I think every at bat went to 5 or 6 pitches or big quab guy. I don't know. Actually, I hate that. No, actually, no. One at bat didn't. I got slider change up, and I dunked it into the dirt. But anyways, that's all right. That's okay. These things happen. All good. Thanks, guys. Thanks. This has been fun. We love doing this show. I am going to post the winners of all of the competitions. I just haven't had a chance. Okay, so hate me if you want. Slide in the DMs and tell me how much you hate me. But promise you'll hear about it this week. It's all good. It's all good. Hughesy, can you post the freaking shirt to our mate in Adelaide, please? Come on. Have you
Do
done
I
it?
have it? Do I even know his address?
Yeah, I'll send it
Do
to
I?
you. Yeah, all right, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
And
A
have you
gift
sent
card,
me?
$100 gift card.
Have you sent me the contact details that I need for that as well?
I have to check because I'm
Don't
pretty
don't
sure
don't call me out. Don't call me out when you haven't done your
have to
job.
check.
I don't have access to any social media.
Yeah,
I
that's a
don't
good
get any
point. I should
messages that
start
come
giving
in.
you access because. Oh, actually,
No, I
no.
don't want. I don't want it. I don't want it.
One real quick one.
How's our UK
Actually,
listener going? How's
UK
that
the
going?
UK listener's good. He's that there. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl.
We're getting him
They're
on
having a
next
great
year.
time.
We're getting him on next
Quick
year.
one,
Or
real
her.
quick, and maybe this is a. I shouldn't go back to it, but a listener wrote into Instagram and I said, oh, I'll ask him. And I don't want to stir up shit, but like I get it, right? And maybe you could just give like a proper like a what we're looking at here because to the regular fan maybe it doesn't make sense, right? When you guys review the WBC, can you ask Luke about what the thinking is about taking guys to the tournament? I mean, we've kind of hit on this, taking this guys to the tournament and not giving them any game time at all. Khalil Boyarski didn't make an appearance. Thanks, Dave. Well, I mean, we've spoken about this. It's the experience of being there. Plus, this isn't participation, right? Like, no
Yeah.
disrespect to those guys. Would I have put them in spots? Yeah, but
So here's the way to look at it, right? When you play a 4-game series against, you want to put your best team out there every time.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's tough. You take 30 players. You missed a couple of guys as well. There was others that didn't get any playing time, and it's hard to be able to get with how close the games are and the situations and what it called for. Unfortunately, who are you taking out of that lineup? For me, I've said I was very passionate about Robbie Glendenning. I think he was underutilized and underplayed. I will say that. He should have started every game and probably slotted anywhere between 3, 4, or 5 in that lineup. Yeah. Hands down, Australia's best hitter behind Bazana and Mead for my liking, and he showed that when he got the opportunity to play. When you've got the amount of guys, I say you take Mazzara out, no. Are you taking Mead out? No. Are you taking Jared Dale out? No. Are you taking Whitefield out? No. Are you taking Hawley out? No. Are you taking, you look at that starting lineup and you're like, who? And yes, there's probably a couple things that they could have done differently. But when you've got such a big bench, right? Are you going to put those guys in? There's a lot of experience, and I'm sure those guys will be the core group moving forward. So a Durrington going to a tournament like this, and I've been in his position before, where you get a taste, and hello, when you get a taste of what it's like, okay? And that's huge. Hey, guys, this is what a WBC atmosphere is like. This is what it's like to play against these world teams. This is what it's like. So when these guys retire, and we didn't touch base on this, and I know I'm kind of probably going on a little bit, but TK, huge shout out, love you, mate, awesome career. Are we going to see Warwick Sawpold in a national team uniform again? Yeah. Not sure. Are we going to see Robbie Glendenning in a national team uniform again? Not sure. Don't think so. Are we going to see some of these pitching staff? Are we going to see those guys in a national team uniform again? Are we going to see TBS in a national team uniform again? We've seen Holland in a national team. Like, these guys are at the back end of their careers, right? So there's going to be a lot of opportunities for the players that were there this year to transfer into being those role players at the next one. Okay, so they've got a taste. Next one, they'll step in, and I see them playing a lot more. So that's really why, you look at it, who's actually replacing who. Yeah. And I think there's going to be a bit of a changing of the guard. And there always is at these tournaments where some of these vets that have been playing for a long time retire and the new guys come through and they make it their own team and they take it down their own path, right? And that's something for me that is special, right?
We're gonna send this show off this year with a little baby Little baby Mako. Look at her. He's excited about baby. You love baby.
He's like,
That's okay.
Mako's like, what's this?
Mako's like, hey, what are we doing? What's the screen? Do you want to say? Do you say adios muchachos? Yeah, good one.
Adios. Oh yeah, eat that. Take that.
I can't wait for next season. Oh, thanks, darling. Thank you so much. It's so nice when other people.
At least someone likes you.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, this poor thing. She's like, oh god, I got to stick with this guy. Sorry to interrupt that, but yeah, there you go. There's a fan answer. I agree. Like, well, who are you going to take out? What are you going to do? But anyways, there's a lot going on here. It's a packed house. This is the end. Oh, I know. It's okay. It'll be better. We'll be back next year. It's okay. This is the end of the season. It's crazy. It's chaos. Adios, muchachos.
Adios, muchachos. Adios, muchachos.
Take care.
It's an old baseball saying, a bloop and a blast.
Bloop and a blast.
Bloop and a blast. Big Sexy, Luke Hughes.
Going back. This ball's